Hello, my name is William today, and I am a recovering alcoholic. I'm here to read the Daily Reflections book for October 25th, 2025. It's called AA's Heartbeat. Without unity, the heart of AA would cease to beat. That's from As Bill Sees It, page 125. Without unity, I would be unable to recover in AA on a daily basis. By practicing unity within my group, with other AA members, and at all levels of this great fellowship, I receive a pronounced feeling of knowing that I am part of a miracle that was divinely inspired. The ability of Bill W. and Dr. Bob working together and passing it on to other members tells me that to give it away is to keep it. Unity is oneness, and yet the whole fellowship is for all of us. Period. The end of the reading. Somewhere in the traditions, it says something about this. The 12 traditions of Alcoholics Anonymous. The first tradition: our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends upon AA unity. I'm having trouble grasping anything from this today, so I'm going to look up what unity means. I think I know what it means, but I want to see what the dictionary has to say. With the addition of unity definition from AA, because it says I can't recover without it. In Alcoholics Anonymous, unity is a core principle emphasizing the strength found in the fellowship, where members put the group's common welfare above personal opinions to ensure a safe and stable environment for recovery. This principle is represented by one side of the equilateral triangle inside a circle in the AA logo, and ensures meetings remain focused on their primary purpose, helping alcoholics stay sober. I had that diagram that I drew floating around here, and I think I put it far out of reach at this point. And if I'm shouting in the microphone, excuse me, please. Yeah, I don't know where that is, but the core principle emphasizing the strength found in the fellowship, where members put the group's common welfare above personal opinions to ensure a safe and stable environment for recovery. Principle is represented by one side of the equilateral triangle inside a circle in the AA logo, and ensures meetings remain focused on their primary purpose, which is helping alcoholics stay sober. And then if you look at the third tradition, the only requirement for AA membership is a desire to stop drinking. So myself, being a alcoholic in recovery, or having somebody with a condition of alcoholism that's in remission, being a sober recovering alcoholic slash combination drug addict, number one, if there was any other kind of requirement to enter into this fellowship and be a member, other than just the desire to quit drinking, it doesn't even say you need to quit drinking. Of course, that's probably going to be more helpful to quit drinking than if you just keep drinking and keep, whatever, coming to meetings. I don't know. Maybe that's how some people get their kicks. I have no idea. Um, let's see. Being a recovered alcoholic, do I call myself anonymously William today? That it's a good thing that like the bar was set at that level, that if you just have a desire to quit drinking, what's the primary purpose? Help alcoholics stay sober. So in my mind, if somebody comes up to the club I'm at with, say, a cocktail in their hand that you wouldn't know that they have for sure, or whatever, and maybe they're under the influence of alcohol, but they feel like they need to get sober. They have a desire to stop drinking, yet they physically couldn't even stop that day. So they're drinking, they get to the club, they come to the club, and now this is where I might start to draw the line. Set that drink down outside of the building proper. Leave it in your car or however you got there. Just don't bring the booze in the club. Now, even though the booze is in you and you're under the influence, if you come into the club, that's fine. That's welcome, because that's how a lot of us have to start. There's any number of ways that people end up at AA, and let's see, frequently. What have I seen most? What I've seen most in my little particular region of the United States is people end up, in no particular order, some common ways people end up coming to the club, whether they're actively drinking that morning or day or not, is that they've been drinking in their life for some amount of time and had a curiosity, at least in their own mind. I wonder if I'm an alcoholic. Is this getting to be troubling in my life? Maybe it's the alcohol that's causing these problems, or some kind of curiosity about that. So maybe they just come down to the club because they heard about Alcoholics Anonymous. So that's a very innocent, should I say, way of showing up. And then on the other end of the scale is that they just got out of detox that morning, say, or just got released from an inpatient treatment facility, and in the effort of getting a card signed or something, or trying to beat the grip that alcohol has on them, they get their selves to an AA meeting as soon as possible. Okay, so that's just two of any number of ways that people show up at the club. So the bar being set at, if you just have a desire to quit drinking, just about anywhere you're coming from, you're welcomed into this club. Now, and then at one case, whatever your attitude is, if you just come in and don't even say one word, maybe you're mute, maybe you're acting like you're mute, I don't know, but it might be just slightly odd that a human being comes into the fray or the bunch of other human beings and doesn't say a single word the entire time and then just leaves. But they're awake and they seem to be alert and they seem to be listening. That's fine by me too, because if that's all you can muster together for cooperation or whatever, if that's how your desire to quit drinking manifests itself, come on in. Because again, core principle emphasizing the strength found in the fellowship. Right there, here, let me draw this little picture again. Just a very simple one on whatever I got here. Oh, goody. There's that circle with the triangle, equilateral triangle in there, which is AA. And then you have unity on one side, service on the other, with recovery as the foundation, maybe on the bottom of this triangle. So myself, the second time around, I came out of a treatment facility, went to an AA club, and came in and didn't say much, but I did say good morning or hello or afternoon. I forget any of the details. But I was saying that this bar being set at whatever level, that just the desire to quit drinking. You don't need to be personable. It might be nice, though. You don't need to say hello or goodbye or anything. It's just don't come in and start threatening people and being disruptive. Okay, anyhow, where's I going with that? The fellowship is a part. The unity on this triangle thing, the unity of the people having a hard time with alcohol and trying to get straight or sober. There's something there. Whether they're educated on any of this or not, just knowing that you're not alone, I guess, is the biggest thing. Because I discovered that also right away. Because here's a thing that happened to me a lot and happens very frequently at an AA meeting, or over time coming to AA or listening to the meetings, even if you're sitting at home and you go to YouTube and you look up AA speaker meetings, say. Anything that says AA speaker, and listen to any of that stuff. You'll hear stories, all kinds of different stories, and I can almost guarantee it, there's a easily 67.5% chance that after a little while of listening to many different AA stories from a speaker, it's going to be your story. And so this thing about unity and fellowship and a group of people trying to get sober, even if they're uneducated, but you just stand there or sit there and you're talking about things, life experiences, as one example, and this other person is saying things that resonates with you so perfectly, harmoniously, that it's like, wow, this person has been exactly where I've been. Like, how do they do it? It sounds, this guy couldn't be more correct than if he had followed me around recording all my actions and then just read back from the notes, and then I did this, and then I did that, and then this happened, and it's astounding. And I've heard like my own situation and story. I don't know, I've been coming to meetings and stuff about 20 years, countless times. So the unity and fellowship thing is this nice warm fuzzy feeling, if you like that expression, which I don't really, that you get just knowing you're not alone in trying to recover from alcoholism. Because what the big book, this guy here says, this book that I'm holding up, says that alcohol itself, or alcoholism, is at least three things: cunning, powerful, baffling, and I'll put patient in there too, because the disease has been at least talked about. I don't know if it's classified as. I don't know a whole lot of technical medical stuff about this, but chronic and progressive, so it doesn't get any better usually. The one really high bright note is that you can stop the consumption of alcohol and pretty much stop doing any more damage. However, you go back to drinking and that level of damage will likely still be there and rapidly progress and get worse. Maybe even more, like I said, I don't know a lot about all the medical stuff. It's just never mind. The fellowship, the unity, the bar being set only at the desire to quit drinking. And a human being, most of us are looking to fit in and not stand out and be some odd figure in some way, with attention being drawn to us. I think that's why public speaking and stuff in the public limelight in any ways often very uncomfortable for lots of people. So this example I was saying, if you just come in and don't say a word, you just walk into an AA club or roll in there on a wheelchair or however you get there and don't say a word, for many, maybe your jaw's wired shut. That's been a thing. I don't mean to laugh at these people for anyways. There's a lot of fighting sometimes between drunken people. Have you noticed? And somebody ends up getting their jaw broken. You know, it's quite common anyways. Welcomed into an Alcoholics Anonymous club, because the bar is set at that level that the desire to quit drinking is really the only requirement for membership. Broken jaw or not, being mute or not, or deaf or not, blind or not, handicapped physically in some way or another, or not an issue or any kind of requirement surrounding that, other than you're welcome to come in if you're trying to get sober from alcohol, because we know it's cunning, powerful, baffling, and patient, and you've made the effort at least at this one point in your life to try and get sober that day that you walk into the club of Alcoholics Anonymous. Or, well, here, I get so I don't know what, start going off in all these directions. I didn't have much to say today, but that's why I looked up unity. In the AA definition, in Alcoholics Anonymous, unity is a core principle, like a very important thing, that everything else is stuck to this core principle, emphasizing the strength found in the fellowship, which is what I'm saying. The group of humans together, a lot of times one human doesn't want to be noticed for some oddity that the rest of the group does not possess, and stick out like a so-called sore thumb. So that comes in the we look for validation from other people. Am I doing roughly the same as the rest of the people? I don't want to stand out like a sore thumb. So the fellowship, and like I was saying, in this book, the Alcoholics Anonymous big book, I don't even know exactly where, but this is such a good book about all that. You'll find your own personal story, like it is exactly what you had been doing while you were drinking. And it was written 40 years ago, 50 years ago. So you come into Alcoholics Anonymous and you're talking with these people. That's the fellowship part. That's part of the unity on the side of this triangle of recovery and service. You could just think of the service one to another. If nobody was at the club, there wouldn't be any meeting. If one guy was at the club, that'd be a pretty different kind of meeting. Just one person. Two people, now you got something. They can talk to each other, compare notes, whatever you want to say, and get a sense of fellowship and unity together that there's nothing to be ashamed of, that's for sure, about being an alcoholic. We've got ways to help you fix the alcoholism, at least in a way of arresting it to stop further damage, and have a really good life while you're doing it. So, yeah, I'll stop with that and wish you good luck and continued effort. Never give up in your battle against active alcoholism, if you happen to have that happening. If you're in recovery, go to a meeting, get a sponsor, talk to your sponsor. Keep researching stuff. Anyhow, thank you and goodbye.